Set up a meet with him so y'all can get more acquainted. In the meantime, I hit the gym and put some shots up. Whenever I face adversity, I immerse myself in the work. Helps me get through the day.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks, Dion.
Listen, I grew up in a small town too. Okay, I understand what it's like to move to a new city, especially when you're young. You want to go out and meet people and talk to girls, and it's normal. But you're not trying to accomplish something normal. So you're going to be held to a higher standard. You've got to understand that.
I do. And look, I feel like an idiot. All right? I'm not even a huge partier or anything like that. I just got sloppy.
What exactly happened?
Honestly, I forgot to set my alarm, and somehow I left my phone on silent.
Somehow?
Look, Mr. Kelly, I got sloppy. I'm owning that. But it's not gonna happen again.
Well, it can't happen again, but you already know that. What you may not understand is that mistakes do not define you. It's how you respond that defines you, and you have a chance to respond in a big way, starting with your next game.
We're playing the attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know anything about those guys?
I know everything about those guys. My job at the agency is to identify diamond-in-the-rough talent at a high school level. You are one such diamond. And Drexel Carrington, their small forward, is another.
Man, bro, we're still in high school and everybody's talking about this dude as if he's some street ball legend already.
He's from Brooklyn, so he's been hooping on playgrounds his entire life. But he's also the son of 2 investment bankers. So this kid's had every advantage imaginable. Private coaches, elite camps, you name it.
Not exactly one of us now, huh?
No, he's not. But he's not a phony either. The dude can hoop. An outstanding defender who is lights out from deep. An attack has a bunch of wings who can cut to the cup, then kick it out to him for 3.
Oh, kind of sounds like Desmond Bain.
That's a 99th percentile outcome for him, but yeah. And this is the kind of guy that you need to have a great game against if you want your comeback tour to be any kind of success.
I can do that. But somehow, I still feel like I'd messed things up.
Then let's fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Good evening, all. Glad you could join us. I'm Joe Lamy. Alongside Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo, WCBL action is coming up with the Union Elite facing off against the Attack from SAC.
Well, both teams have players on the 2KU 250 list. Harris for Union Elite and Drexel Carrington for Attack from SAC. Here's hoping they both wow us with their best tonight.
And the backdrop to all of this, the Interstate 5 battle. It's Sacramento taking on LA.
And look, I don't care what level of basketball is being played. It's always important when it's Sacramento versus LA. There's too much history, too much bitterness between the cities on the basketball court to overlook.
I mean, here in LA, the scouts are always out for club play. But this game might be getting some special attention with some of the players on hand.
And the lineup for the Attack from SAC. Michael Pagan runs the point. He's joined by Edward Martinez in the backcourt. Drexel Carrington takes on the 3, and it's the brothers Ivory and Austin Lund forming the front line. And on the 4 for the Union Elite, we have Loon Diaz and Mitch Mitchell at the guard positions. Then it's Drake Bird and MP at the... Three and 4 with Brandon Harris down low at center.
Holy smokes, easy on the rim. Austin Lund bringing down the house.
And the big name that scouts are wanting to check out is Drexel Carrington, but they'll keep their eyes open for any talent who shows out tonight.
And a lot can change as a player develops over their youth career, but first impressions, they mean so much at any level. I'm sure the scouts will have plenty to digest after this contest.
Well, you talk about a player perfect for a role in the NBA someday. Drexel Carrington is the ultimate 3-and-D type of player.
And that's not to sell him short as a player at all, really. Carrington, he's just so comfortable outside in the perimeter. And defensively, he is a force. Such a... Slick player. Diaz, he's reading the pick and roll, surveying, he's taking what they give him.
Begun, bring the ball up the floor. Pass to Carrington. Goes up from the top of the key. They get the board. Back to Lund. MP with the steal. And Diaz. Three-pointer Bird. The shot that time, not on target. And for so many of these kids playing, not only are they trying to grow their game, but they're still growing up.
Well, we all know it can be a long and a winding path to responsibility at times. But for the most part, these kids in the WCBL, they're focused and beyond their years in terms of maturity. Mostly, I'd say.
Mitchell outside. MP. Outside Diaz. Back to MP. Sack with the rebound. Carrington outside. Launches a three. Union Elite trail. Down low. Back to Diaz. From the baseline. The jump shot is good.
Oh, that was like a Trey Hugo signature. Signature mid-range shot. Nice form on the jumper by Diaz.
Now Pagan. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Stolen away by Harris. Well, remember, guys, MP missed that game against Surf City. Apparently, that was for missing a morning practice, and the coach wasn't having it.
Look, the best thing that a young player like MP can do is use it as a chance to learn from his mistake. You can forget that these guys are still so young. And sometimes they need moments like these to understand what a coach expects of you.
MP throws it down.
And bit of sloppy play to cough up that turnover.
Yeah, when you give up a ball in a situation like that, it almost always ends in a score going the other way.
And credit the D for pouncing right on that opportunity, turning defense into offense.
Now here's MP. Pass now to Harris. And it's Harris slamming it home.
Yes, sir. Get up, Brandon Harris.
The attack from Sac Trail. Outside, Lund. Now Pagan. Now Lund. He's covered by Harris. 6 on the shot clock. Lund, that's good.
Terrific find. Everyone loves playing with someone who can move the ball like that.
Here's MP. And the dunk by MP. And with MP coming from a more rural town and Carrington coming from Brooklyn, they have almost completely opposite backgrounds, guys.
Goes to show that great talent and great players can come from anywhere. What Carrington and MP both have in common is a willingness to compete and a love for the game of basketball.
And you look at guys like Carrington, a 3-and-D specialist, such a needed commodity in the modern NBA.
And that's because so many teams spread the floor. They need a perimeter defender. Look at any NBA roster. They'll always be able to use a guy who plays tough D and can stretch the floor.
Now here's Lund. And he's got 6 points for him. Connects it from downtown. And it's all knotted up.
Decisive action on the part of Pagan. Doesn't give the D any time to get to him before the release.
Pass to MP. Mitchell on the wing. MP. The jump hook. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Left side, Pagan. Carrington. And Lund slams it in. And one difference between club play and high school, the game moves a lot faster at this level.
Everyone on these teams has to make a commitment to pursuing basketball. Reactions and decisions need to be quick because these players eat, sleep, and breathe basketball. This concentrated amount of playing time is helping to increase their collective skill level at a much higher pace.
Pagan, bring the ball up the floor. Martinez up top, guarded by Mitchell. And Lund slams it in.
With authority, Lund just hammering down the slam.
Bird outside. Inside. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Screen by MP. To the paint. MP throws it down.
Good decision making right there by Mitchell, showing how unselfish he can be with passes like this.
And it's Sack's ball. Carrington with it. Now guarded by MP. Now here is Martinez. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in this game from him. One. Oh, yes. 5 up, 5 down for him so far. He's perfect.
Making the save. Lund was right place, right time where his squad needed him to be to win the second chance look.
From the wing. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good. The attack from Sack leading. Here's Carrington. He's got 5. Returns it to Martinez. One with the pick. Pulls up on the wing. Martinez can't get it to go.
No getting around the fact that that is a shot he has to knock down.
Bird. That's in, and he's found his range with that one. Now 1 of 2.
Making the most of a close range look. Bird did not want to waste that shot.
Outside Carrington. Offensive board. And it's blocked by Harris. And it's out of bounds. Sack will retain possession here. He's deciding to change it up. And the attack from sack call time here.
Substitution for Union Elite. Timeout.
Kicks it to Mitchell. Over Martinez. And Mitchell gets it to go.
Mitchell under control nicely for the basket.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Outside, Lund. Outside, Pagan. Martinez. And it's the Union Elite with the rebound. And the dunk by MP.
I like the decision making there for Bird. Well done.
And it's stolen by MP. To the inside. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. That'll do it for the first half. It's Union Elite up by 6. And don't go away. We'll be back right after the break. And now we're back, bringing you the second half of this WCBL. Action between the attack from Sac and the Union Elite. Here's Diaz. They lead by 6, their biggest margin of the game. And in the back of the mind, for many of these prospects, they're aware that this is a tryout of sorts for the WCBL All-Star team.
Well, to land a spot on that stacked roster, I mean, that's an incredible opportunity and a great way to get exposure to top programs. But again, it's not all about the stats. It's about outperforming the other star prospects and doing things that set you apart from the crowd.
To the middle. MP kicks it to Mitchell. Back to MP. Pulls up. Here's Harris. Lays it up and banks it in.
Brandon Harris has such a nose for points. He figures out different ways to put the ball in the hoop.
And Lund slams it in.
2 players on the same page here. Nice pass to hit him on the move.
Now here's Diaz. He has 6. Three-pointer Bird fires in the triple.
And Bird knows he's got to drain the shot. When he's hitting from there, everything else seems to open up for him too.
Outside Pagan. Carrington. The shot's good. Pagan making the play. Well, his ability to defend and shoot, there's a lot to like about Drexel Carrington. No surprise he's ranked 112 on that 2K YouTube 50.
You look at how Carrington has grown the last few years, and his court vision has only seemed to grow with him. If he can continue this trend over the next few years, he could be one of the best in the class.
Well, we know that Harris is a skilled finisher. He's got plenty of toughness to go along with that.
Outside Pagan. Outside Carrington. Off the mark there with the 3. Mitchell outside. Finds Bird. Expanding his range. Rebound brought home by Carrington. outside Pagan. Here's Martinez. Fires the three. That one doesn't drop. Outside MP. And Diaz. Out of bounds. It goes. The sack.
Oh, he didn't make the catch. He must have thought the ball was going to go to a different location.
Substitution for Union Elite.
Pass to Lund. Martinez outside. Sack with another miss. Outside Diaz. And they double up MP. The three sinks the tray.
And Diaz, he's a confident shooter. When his feet are set, when he's in rhythm, he can be lethal.
Pass to Lund. And he lobs it up. And Lund slams it in.
Maybe that'll trigger them. It's impossible not to get pumped after that, I would think.
Well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's really what alley-oops do for a team. Wow.
Adding to the lead in the cruelest way possible.
Yeah, that's a stomach punch.
Very little resistance from the defense. You've got to take a little more pride in protecting the hoop.
Now here's Lund. He's got 6. And the foul on Bird. That is his First foul of the game.
Personal foul.
Contact from sack, call time here.
Substitution for Union Elite. Time call.
To the paint. Here's Mecca. And Walker pulls it down.
Some tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Just close enough to bother him on the shot, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
They've been so efficient on offense here in the second half.
Yeah, and since the break, these two teams have completely different shooting charts.
Now here's Lund. Here's Mecca. Pass to Lund. 6 to shoot. Uses the glass that time, and it's good.
You thought you knew his game? Nope. Ivory Lund scores inside, but it's also someone you don't want to leave open on the outside either.
To the inside. MP. And MP throws it down.
And he isn't the biggest power forward, but his ability to rise up really evens things out.
Doing some prospect watch here. MP and Carrington both holding their own.
Well, you knew that coming into this one, MP and Carrington would each be critical for their teams to win. And thus far, they have not disappointed. And I bet they ramp it up even further down the stretch.
Here's Hilton. Pass to Mecca. Lund. And the 3 off target. Here's Walker. From outside the arc. Lund with the rebound. A difficult situation for Sack. Carrington with it. Picked up by Harris. Returns it to Carrington. Pass to Olsen. Out of bounds, it goes to Union Elite.
Unfortunately, we see this all the time. Miscommunications leading to turnovers.
And time called here, Union Elite. And Union Elite deciding to make a change here. And some fantastic passing for them in this one.
The ball is flying around. They look like a disciplined, well-coached team out there.
Union Elite. 2 points.
Pagan with it. Outside Carrington. Lund with the pick. The 3 ball. And it's Carrington missing the look.
That's a break for the D. He's not the guy to leave open out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, that's a breakdown, plain and simple. But they got away with it.
Defensive
Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
team foul.
And the first one drops.
For Union Elite. MP taking 2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both that time. Pagan, bring the ball up the floor. Martinez outside. Lund outside Pagan. Shot from the top of the key. Lund misses.
In a situation like that, you'd like to see him make the extra pass.
Yeah, Drake, it's just not a high percentage shot. It's hurting his team's cause right now.
Now MP. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Substitution for Union Elite. Nick Pagan.
Now Carrington. Martinez outside. Returns it to Carrington. Shot to end the cold run. Another shot. And that one goes in. As he's fouled, it'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
At the line for the attack.
Pagan, bring the ball up the floor. Pagan defending. Passes to MP. The shot's good. Pagan making the play.
And this little run pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, these last few scores have helped shut the door. Great job to close out the game.
Now here's Lund. Outside Pagan. Out to the wing. 5 to shoot. Carrington for 3. It's rebounded by Robert.
A lot of bricks put up off his shots, and one reason is that he keeps trying to force it when he's guarded. Move the ball around.
And here's Pagan. So no problem for Union Elite as they get the win.
Well, I thought the most interesting part of the game was watching MP show what he's capable of. He's got that moxie. And just the way he carries himself, he gives off superstar vibes.
And he makes winning plays. Of course, on the other end, you have attack from Sac falling short.
Yeah, and Drexel Carrington showed off his 3-and-D skills once again. But that alone wasn't good enough to get them the win. Still, he's got something that will garner interest going forward.
And that about does it, folks. And for Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo, this is Joe Lamy. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll catch you off in a second, all right?
MP.
Hey.
Great game, man. Hey, that's exactly what you need to do to get the scouts' attention.
Man, I didn't know you was going to be here.
Are you kidding me? You're my client now. I show up for my clients. Plus, Dion said that if I didn't look out for you, he'd ban me from the gym, and I can't have that.
Really? That's why I love that guy.
Yeah, he's the greatest. Hey, listen, I got some news for you. I talked to my guy who knows things, and it's looking like you are a lock for the All-Star game. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be lit.
Yeah, man. It's great. Hey,
Yes.
but listen, every game is a chance to raise or lower your stock.
Right.
So do not take your foot off the gas.
Remember that, Mr. Kelly.
That's right. All right, man. I'll see you later, MP. Keep grinding.
Hey, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, Devontae, what's good, bro?
What's up, MP?
Man, you know, it's crazy. I almost came this close to playing with the High Flyers.
Yeah, I heard. You messed up. You know how many easy buckets I could have given you?
Wow.
And I still can't figure out why a guy like you would want to run with a bunch of stuffy dudes like that.
Hey, yo, chill, bro. I'm glad things are going great for y'all, but things are going great for us, too. It was nothing personal, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I'm just saying that you made a mistake. I'm gonna show you out there in a minute, though. Make it real easy for you to understand.
No cap? That's how you feel, bro?
That's how I feel.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to our 2K presentation of the WCBL. I'm Joe Lamy alongside Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo. And tonight, it's the High Flyers going up against the Union Elite.
Well, MP brings the excitement for the Union Elite, and they have an efficient scorer in Harris as well. And High Flyers are led by the vivacious Devontae Mills.
And both of these teams have done plenty well so far in club play this year.
Yeah, and that's a testament to these guys. The rosters aren't overly loaded for either team, but the Stars have done a great job of leading the way for their respective sides. I expect both of them to be putting it all out on the floor tonight.
Well, the drama setting the scene for tonight's game, it's MP going up against the team he didn't pick when he joined the club circuit.
And in there for the High Flyers, Devontae Mills and Jason Brock are the guards. Nathan O'Neill and Ben Gove are out on the wings, and it's Leon Callahan holding down the middle. And on the floor for the Union Elite, we have Loon Diaz and Mitch Mitchell at the guard positions. Then it's Drake Bird and MP at the 3 and 4, with Brandon Harris down low at center. Coach Weber and Coach Troy both thought MP was destined for their rosters.
Well, look, he couldn't play for both of them, so at the end of the day, he had to make a business decision. No animosity, but I'm sure this team would like to prove to MP that he made the wrong choice.
Now here's MP. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Well, a big name to look out for the High Flyers is Devontae Mills. Not only a great player, but he's magnetic as a personality.
If Mills doesn't make it to the NBA, I'm sure he'll be on TV one way or another. He's got that level of personality. But he's a great lead guard that serves as the engine for his High Flyers team.
Yep, that one goes.
They executed their offense to perfection on that trip down.
Here's Brock. Pass to Callahan. Mills. Brock outside. Block at 6. With lots of room. The second chance effort. Callahan shot off the mark.
Credit to the D. That was not an easy layup. Really good effort.
MP with the bucket.
A stop now would be huge for this team as they try to pull away.
Time to take charge. Grab that W.
And as we've mentioned earlier, a bit of a vendetta of sorts against MP in this one, albeit it's in good spirits. But in games like this, tensions can run high, especially early on.
And hopefully no one's trying to make a point and let it get out of hand here. Emotions might be elevated, but prove your point on the court with your play.
Pass to Brock. Now here's Gove. And so it looks like the High Flyers will retain possession here. Mills. Diaz covering. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Brock outside. The shot, no good. Union Elite lead. Here's Mitchell. Basket, good. And over the course of this WCBL season, we've seen some great growth from NP.
Indeed, there's been a level of maturity that's come along with his game, not only with his footwork and his basketball IQ, but with how he really carries himself.
Mills drives, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
There is the speed. Mills with great ball control skills.
Harris outside. MP. And Diaz. And there's another one for the Union Elite.
And no doubt about it, folks. This is exactly the way they wanted to start the game.
Well, they've been doing it on both ends, converting chances and challenging shooters.
Now here's Mills. To the middle. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew the contact on the shot.
First personal foul.
Devontae Mills, he's known for his sharp eye. He knows how to draw fouls.
Timeout called. The High Flyers talk things over.
Substitution for Union Elite. Timeout.
Here's Walker. And as always, this is a game that will feature a crowd full of scouts.
Well, to no one's surprise, MP has certainly turned some heads with his play this season. But I imagine they're also here to check out Mills and Harris.
Bird, Union Elite again can't hit it. The High Flyers trailing. Here's Brown to the paint. Here's Gunn. MP grabs the miss.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the D is in his face like that.
Finds Bird. To the inside. MP with the look. That one's good. He's only missed one now. He's 5 for 6 from the floor. Here's Myers. Pass to Brown. The three-pointer is off the mark. And as we've watched all of these players over the course of the season, you can see what they really added to their individual games.
Well, the focus for each of these teams, Joe, is to try and get the most out of each one of these players. They've all improved for sure, and some more than others, but I'm extremely impressed with the strides that MP has made.
Here's Brown, inside. Here's Gunn. No good from outside. Union Elite with the ball. Back to Kolish. 20 feet out. And there's another one for the Union Elite.
And he can't afford to go under those screens.
Yep, he will make you pay. That's a lock and trail situation all the way.
Here's Casey. Here's Brown. Shot clock at 6. High Flyers with another miss. Confident play we're seeing out of them right now.
Yup, the scoreboard tells the story, that's for sure.
And even though a lot of these players are competing against each other, odds are at some point they'll be teammates down the line.
Yeah, that's true, and it could be in the NBA or any number of leagues overseas. The fact is, not everyone's going to make it, but those who do will know each other from their experience here.
Here's Brown. Kicks it to El Madawi. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Here's Walker, down low. Here's MP. Here's Bird. The High Flyers grab the miss. Here's Myers. Here's Brown. A three-pointer off the mark.
When you get that clean of a look, you have to take it and hope you make it.
And you look at both of these teams, some great depth out there.
And with the amount of games that can be played in such a short period, depth is key for these teams. No surprise to see these rosters have the success they've had.
Here's Almadawi. To the paint. Done, that's good.
An absolutely great job on the screen. He removes the defender completely out of the equation.
MP high post. He's got 12. It doesn't go for him. To the middle. With 4 on the clock. There's the 3. It's not going to fall for him. That'll do it for the first half. It's Union Elite. They lead by 13. Plenty of action still to come when we return. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the second half of this WCBL matchup featuring MP and the Union Elite going up against Devontae Mills and the High Flyers. And so Union Elite has it here. 13-point lead. You watch games like this one, guys, you see the skill and the talent that the up-and-coming players have today. It's quite impressive.
No question about it. Basketball is in good hands for future generations because what kids like this do on the court at such an early stage of their development, really, it's miles ahead of where we were just a few decades ago.
No problem knocking that one down.
Strong mechanics on Gov's jumper, the result of many years of high-level practice.
Inside, stolen away by Gov. And they're pushing it up. Here's O'Neal. MP grabs the miss.
Man, that's a tough shot, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, there were more effective options on the court he could have turned to there.
Ben Gus. First personal foul. First team foul.
No good on that one.
And for Union Elite, MP. 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. And here is Mills. Pass to Callahan. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. From deep, it's O'Neal. It's rebounded by Robert. Here's MP. No good that time. Now here's Mills. Diaz covering. The three from Gove. It's rebounded by Robert. And Union Elite has possession. MP now guarded by Mills. Here's MP. Basket number 8 is good, and he's now 8 for 12.
Simply feeling it. Tonight, most everything falling in.
Mills on the wing. And a 3 off target. Gove with the bucket.
Tremendous hustle by the big man Gov, refusing to give up on the play.
MP with the look. And MP throws it down.
Adding to the lead in the cruelest way possible.
Yeah, that's a stomach punch.
Very little resistance from the defense. You've got to take a little more pride in protecting the hoop.
Now here's Callahan. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in this game from him. And it's Brock missing. And Union Elite has possession. They lead by their biggest margin of the game at 15. Back to MP. Gove with the rebound. Outside O'Neal. Shoots over Mitchell. And the high fly is back on. 2 more. And time called here. Union Elite.
Time call.
Make a switch. And Union Elite with possession. It's a 13-point ball game. Mitchell on the wing. Passes to MP. Robert. Three-pointer Bird. Now Diaz. Back to MP. Mitchell outside. Bird. Here's Diaz. To the inside. And he comes up with the deuce.
Nice flow to this sequence. Like to see the players working as a unit.
Now the High Flyers with it. Down by 15. Brock with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And without a doubt, MP has been taking it to the opposition. Mills just hasn't been able to keep up.
Feels like MP's throwing a little salt on the wound. First he doesn't pick the High Flyers, and then he comes out and dominates them like this. Ouch.
Now here's O'Neal. Kicks it to Elmadawi. Back to O'Neal. MP grabs the miss.
Maybe not the shot they were looking for, even though it was a clean look.
Three-pointer Bird. And it's rebounded by O'Neal. MP with the steal. Down low. And Mitchell gets it to go.
Showing you the instincts he has as a passer.
Timeout called. The High Flyers talk things over.
A change needs to happen. They're getting blitzed in the paint.
Maybe time for a sub. Bring in another big. Get some more size out there, maybe?
They're getting ready for Union Elite.
Substitution for Union Elite.
Screen by MP. Over Brock. Union Elite again can't hit it.
You have to hit that. You have to keep the defense honest.
Gov. Outside Mills. Pass to Callahan. 6 to shoot. Now here's Brock. Diaz covering from 16 feet out. And that one's good for Brock.
Brock will drop in buckets like from long, from mid-range. You'll see it all. Most players who are under 6 feet, they struggle for playing time. You can see why his skill secures his place in the lineup.
And here's Mitchell. MP. He's covered by Gov. Mitchell outside. Pass now to Harris with all sorts of time, and the shot goes in.
And Harris, he understands his strengths on offense. Proving he can hurt you with his jumper.
This High Flyer squad is struggling. Now Brock. Now here's Mills. On the wing, Brock. Off the mark there with the 3.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Now here's Diaz. Pass to Robert. Makes it off the glass.
And this is how you finish a game. They keep adding to this lead and putting it on them.
It really speaks to how competitive these guys are. They're just going to keep playing until that final buzzer sounds.
Now here's Callahan. Here's Brock outside. Another miss by Jason Brock. Here's Diaz. Kicks it to Mitchell. Now Harris. To the middle. MP. Off target at the rim. Mills outside. The high flyers with another miss. And so Union Elite has it here. Here's MP. Outside for Harris. Here's the pick. Mitchell outside. Past MP. And the layup's good off the glass. And here's Brock. Here's Mills. Brock with it. 5 to shoot. And here's Gov. And that one comes up a bit short.
That's a smart shot by the offense, even if it didn't go.
Yeah, he shouldn't hesitate to take it again.
MP up top. Diaz, covered by Mills. Here's MP. The shot's good on the assist by Mitchell.
This is what we talk about. Be willing to make the extra pass and get the shot you want.
So no problem for Union Elite as they get the win.
Well, the way MP played tonight, making an impact for this Union Elite team. You can tell the guys look to him for inspiration. Maybe I will too, because not to mention the offense, the defense, the effort. It was everything tonight.
You gotta like MP's chances to land on an NBA roster someday, Danny. And on the other side, Devontae Mills, he's also showing what he's got.
Yeah, you especially like his leadership and his unselfishness on the court. He couldn't quite make enough plays for the High Flyers to win, but scouts certainly know who he is.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks. And for Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo, this is Joe Lamy. Thank you for tuning in.
Man, and that move I did like.
Yeah, good game out there, man.
Thanks.
People are talking.
Man, those guys were legit. I can see why Dion said they would have been a good fit for me.
Yeah, but I love how you didn't let up, even though you knew you made the All-Star team already.
Come on, I'm always 110.
Well, good. You're going to need to keep that same energy against the EYBL Select, because this is a huge opportunity to move up in the rankings for us. I can't stress that enough.
With all due respect, Mr. Kelly, I'm trying to be the MVP, so I know how important this game is.
If you could pull that off, that would be massive.
If. Come on, Austin Kelly. You gotta believe in me now. You're my agent.
You're an incredible talent, MP. But you're going against an entire team of incredible talents, not the least of which is your matchup, Ice McCall.
Yeah, I know all about bro.
Well, then you know to take him seriously.
Look, definitely, dude is a beast, but so am I.
I'm excited to see how you handle it.
I'm about to shock the world.